3, qua. 2, 3, qua.
Despite what the mainstream media are attempting to convince us, the World Economic Forum are not trying to fix the world for humanity. They're trying to fix things for a tiny minority of the world's population. And in order to do this, they are trying to break you. You might want to start paying closer attention. For instance, did you know that WEF advisor Bill Gates holds a patent with technology using humans to harness energy? And if that wasn't disturbing enough, Gates owns a second patent which gives him the exclusive rights to computerize the human body. This isn't a joke. Gates applied for and was granted a patent which gives him exclusive rights over your body. We are seeing rapid advancements in artificial intelligence, with many technology experts predicting that 2023 will be the year when advancements in machine learning go exponential. While the future is impossible to predict, it's widely expected that many, if not most, traditional occupations will be made redundant by AI. The concept of a redundant human race is a theme the WEF have been promoting for decades now, so it should come as no surprise that they're deeply excited about the explosive growth of AI and have begun promoting the idea of humans being subservient to machines. According to the WEF, when 6G technology is eventually rolled out to replace 5G, redundant and useless humans should be used as an energy source to power computers and AI machines. Science Daily explains, one of the most promising breakthroughs in 6G telecommunications is the possibility of visible light communication, VLC, which is like a wireless version of fiber optics, using flashes of light to transmit information. Now, a team has announced that they have invented a low-cost, innovative way to harvest the waste energy from VLC by using the human body as an antenna. This waste energy can be recycled to power an array of wearable devices or even perhaps larger electronics. Essentially, people would be used as antennas for wasted energy to be directed to artificially intelligent machines. It appears the World Economic Forum has finally found a use for the humans they consider useless and redundant. If humans want to continue living according to the WEF, they will have to become energy-producing slaves to the technocratic elite and their artificial intelligence. WEF lead advisor Yuval Harari has been promoting his new book, and during a recent interview he admitted what many people have long suspected. According to Harari, who is Klaus Schwab's right-hand man, the big political question of the 21st century is, what do we need so many humans for? He also said that so-called common people are right to be fearful of a future in which they will be made redundant. Such fears are justified according to Harari, who spoke on behalf of the elites and confirmed, we just don't need the vast majority of you.
If you go back to the middle of the 20th century, and it doesn't matter if you're in the United States with Roosevelt, or if you're in Germany with Hitler, or if you're in the USSR with Stalin, and you think about building the future, then your building materials are those millions of people who are working hard in the factories, in the farms, the soldiers you need them. You don't have any kind of future without them. And now fast forward to the early 21st century, when we just don't need the vast majority of the population.
Because
the future is about developing more and more sophisticated technology, like, again, artificial intelligence, bioengineering. Most people don't contribute anything to that, except perhaps for their data. And whatever people are still doing, which is useful, these technologies increasingly will make redundant and will make it possible to replace the people.
Harari's deeply disturbing comments serve as the strongest warning yet that Klaus Schwab's WEF is hell-bent on depopulating the world. The elite's desire to radically depopulate the world is an open secret in the corridors of power in Davos. They are so comfortable with the idea of mass murder and enslavement that they can laugh about it in front of our faces.
So in the session we just attended here at the Economic Forum, I think there was a sense of relief actually in your frankness. You brought up some issues that others are reluctant
that's my
to
trouble. Always. All the religious groups are against me because I'm talking about population. They want more souls. I want less on the planet.
These comments from Davos are deeply disturbing because when they're placed in context with comments from other WEF advisors and affiliates like Bill Gates, it becomes clear that they have enslavement and depopulation on their mind. The scariest part of all of this is they're not even trying to hide their plans anymore. Harari has even let slip the elite's plans for enslaving those who survive the great depopulation.
The big political and economic question of the 21st century will be, what do we need humans for? Or at least, what do we need so many humans for?
Do you have an answer in the book?
At present, the best guess we have is keep them happy with drugs and computer games.
The Roman Empire had bread and circuses. Klaus Schwab's hero Karl Marx said religion was the opium of the people. But today's elites have hit upon a deadly formula to keep the permanent underclass happy: video games and drugs. Make no mistake, the global elites wants you enslaved, and the first step in this process is having you drugged and in a stupor. The makers of Idiocracy had it right way back in 2006.
As the 21st century began, human evolution was at a turning point. Natural selection, the process by which the strongest, the smartest, the fastest reproduced in greater numbers than the rest, a process which had once favored the noblest traits of man, now began to favor different traits. Most science fiction of the day predicted a future that was more civilized and more intelligent. But as time went on, things seemed to be heading in the opposite direction. A dumbing down. How did this happen? Evolution does not necessarily reward intelligence. With no natural predators to thin the herd, it began to simply reward those who reproduced the most and left the intelligent to become an endangered species.
A comedy movie, sure, but as Shakespeare's King Lear said, in jest there is truth. The global elites have been dumbing down the masses for decades. The Common Core curriculum, the brainchild of Bill Gates and Barack Obama, is the perfect example. 13 years after the Obama administration began forcing schools around the country to adopt Common Core, students are now recording results lower than previously thought possible, with staggering declines in average math and reading scores. Teachers have been coming forward with results for years to prove that the controversial teaching method is a failure. Now, a new international study by the Pioneer Institute backs them up. Released in late April, the study reveals huge drops in math and reading scores since Common Core was fully enacted in 2013. This was after decades of consistent growth in both categories. Meanwhile, the Western world is awash with drugs, both pharmaceutical and illicit. The COVID pandemic response proves that the government has been captured by Big Pharma. And it's an open secret that mainstream media is controlled by the CIA and Big Pharma advertisement spending. As though the role of Big Pharma in our society wasn't bad enough, our streets are awash with illicit drugs too. And rather than cracking down on the poison, our own three-letter agencies are at least partly responsible for the epidemic. Now we have methamphetamine, fentanyl and other opioids running rampant in our society, destroying human beings and keeping them on their knees. Drugs, education standards, a compliant citizenry cowed by lockdowns. It's a perfect storm and happens to fit like a glove with the globalist elite's plans to enslave humanity.